So please feel free to find a quiet space, sit comfortably with your back against the chair, your feet flat on the floor, and your hands in your lap. Take a deep breath.
Hi, Evo. How are you?
Hold the breath for 4 counts. Release the breath for 7. And repeat this for 3 times.
Hey, Chandra. We are. My name is Kenya, and my community and I come live every night at 7 o'clock and do a Face Your Fear, Face Your Front live where we talk about some of the fears that we're facing today and how to overcome them. So welcome in. I've lost 479 pounds naturally, and I am a retired therapist in behavior analysis who speaks about the power of mindset, therapeutic healing techniques, and ways to fight back at obesity through mindset. I've been doing it for 10 years. Let me share with my team so they can be notified that I'm live. And they will come right on over. Hi, Millie. How are you? I'll wait for a few more people to come in the room, and then we'll go ahead and kind of let the meditation play for those 5 minutes. How's everybody doing? My bad. Hey, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Food is my nourishment.
What are you guys up to this evening? It is 7:12 or 7:12 or 10:12, depending on what side of the country you're on tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful to have you here. I'm eating a few grapes. I just finished my third workout of the day, guys. Third workout of the day. Some of my private clients, I work out with them, so I literally just finished my third one of the day, you guys. But I tell you, I love what I do. Man, I love people helping people discover their superpower. It's rewarding to see someone get it, to see them figure it out. Anyways, welcome to Weight Loss Meditation. Drop a heart in the comment if you're new, so that I can welcome you. If you're new here. Thank you guys for always supporting and showing up. It is massively appreciated.
I honor my body and listen to its true hunger.
I honor my body by listening to its true hunger. I used to weigh 592 pounds. I've lost as much as 479. If you're joining us for the meditation, don't forget to relax. Put my glasses on because I can't see the comment. I can't see y'all coming in the room. Y'all know I can't see without them. Hi, nice and naughty. Welcome in. If you're enjoying the relaxation of the weight loss meditation and affirmations, make sure you're sitting back flat on the chair or couch, or if you're laying, you're flat, and then put your hands palm up in your lap. Relax your feet and just allow the music to emanate your body, and then recite the affirmations as I state them. This will really help with food noise, stress eating, and compulsive obsessive thoughts about eating, dieting, your imagery. These type of things like this, when properly aligned with the right affirmations, will help with that.
Body with nourishment. I feed my spirit with positivity and my body with nourishment.
On my counter, I always keep something to grab and eat right away. So today we have grapes and cantaloupe. So that way I don't overeat it. And then I have this watermelon that looks like he's almost ready for me to cut her. The watermelon and the watermelon not yet. But the pineapple, I think she might be ready. She's ready to be cut. Hey, Mashonda. We are doing our weight loss meditation. We have about 2 more minutes before we start our reading for tonight. How are you? Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Try to Be Fashion. Hi, Sabrina. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for stopping by. Two minutes. It's really more like 1 minute.
Mindful choice, I reclaim my power. Every mindful choice, I reclaim my power.
This very meditation is how I did this. That's how I did it. This very meditation you're listening to, this is one of the ways I was able to do it and sustain it. This is one of my tools. I call it my superpower, my magical trick. It is weight loss meditations and affirmations, and I do listen to them daily. Because it helps with stress eating and cravings and food noise and compulsive obsessive thinking about dieting and food. It helps with that. It teaches the brain and the body to relax around anxious situations so that the mind doesn't immediately resort to food for everything. So over time, it creates you a whole new foundation that you make food choices from. And so I encourage my clients to do it 3 to 4 times a week, if not 5 days a week. If you do it every day, great. If you head over to my YouTube channel, you can get the full version of the videos there, as we do have them over there. Yeah? All right, so without further ado, it is 7:20, and I want to make sure we stay on tickety top and make it rock, pop, bop. And so we're going to go ahead and get ready for our readings. I'm going to go ahead and pull those readings up that we're going to need for tonight, you guys. We're on day 231, 232, 232, 232. I'm trying to remember. Is it 232? 231. Tomorrow's 232. 231. We're on day 231. We made it. Can you believe it? We actually made it, you guys. Literally, we made it. We're on day 231. Happily on day 231. And today's topic was really more centered around looking at this sense of wholeness of who we are and what we do to pursue this stable and consistent view of ourselves, like doing it to the point where it's beneficial, right? And so tonight we're going to do our daily reading, and then we're going to do a discussion, and then you can answer questions. You can ask me questions at the end, or if you want to just drop your question in the chat And then we'll go back and my mods will go back and look at those. Welcome in, Gloria. Thank you so much for being here. And then my mods will go back and take a chat of that. Okay, D Soronto, did I say right? Hi, Renardo. How are you? Hey, Deborah. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Amma. All right, so today's reading for David Komalafi is going to come on day. The reading is going to be day 232. I mean 231, excuse me. And here's that reading. I'm going to move that out of the way. Hi! There's that reading, 231. Make that smaller so you guys can see. Hello. There's that reading, 231 for David Komalafi today. I don't know why it has the blur on because I don't have a background in. That's my house back there. But anyways. Hi, Jazzy. Hi, Low Carb. Hi, Terry. Hi, user 986. Hi, Camille. All right, here we go. 231 says, this book is by David Komalafi. We've been reading it for 231 days. We are on day 231, and it is a daily devotional related to facing your fear and ways to block fear and invite in faith. And so it says, it is written, receive one who is weak to the faith, but not to disputes over doubtful things. Receive one who is weak in the faith, but not to disputes over doubtful things. Principle. Apply wisdom when people argue and dispute with you and your opinions. Never give into fear. I'm going to read that again because a lot of us let people affect us with their opinion. Apply wisdom when people argue and dispute your opinions. Never give into fear. Prayer. I humbly receive godly direction over every criticism in Jesus' name. Hi, Queen. Welcome in. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Abiz. Is it Abiz? Abiza or Abiz? Abizi? And two, I subdue every criticism against my life to the lordship of Jesus in Jesus' name. So I subdue every criticism. I humbly receive godly direction over every criticism. And then I apply wisdom when people argue and dispute my opinion. A lot of times we will actually want to go back and forth with people and try to convince them of why we feel what we feel is right. But what I've learned in today's time is that when you feel strongly about something, the only person that needs to be convinced about what you're doing is you. If you grown, you too grown to get a whooping. So when you feel something, you have a right. Thank you so much, Jose, for the gift. You have a right to stand strong in what you believe in. So say, for example, you say, for example, you don't like going a certain place, but you keep going to that place for everybody else. So one day you decide, you know what, I really don't like that place. And they say to you, well, you always keep going there. You don't never said them before. Hi, Izzy, how are you? You ain't never said anything before. And you say to them, I know I'm saying something right there now. And they'll say, well, why are you acting funny? You say, I'm not acting funny. I'm just letting you know I never liked it, so I don't want to do it anymore. That's simply you learning to give your opinion and boldly stand by it and not be willing to argue with someone else, because arguing about your feelings and what you think can put you in a space of fear and make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. I can do that. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, our second reading tonight is going to come from Melanie Beattie, Journey from the Heart, a daily devotional on codependency and ways to break codependency behavior, frame of mind, and thinking. I love her book. Her book has really helped me look at my relationship with food differently, because that's really what this is about. This is really about looking at your relationships in your life and evaluating them from a realistic standpoint. You hear me? This is really about you looking at your way of living, at your way of functioning, and evaluating it from a reality standpoint. Many of us are delusional about our circumstances because in order to tolerate them, we had to ignore them, avoid them, and make them unreal, or it will be too painful to deal. So many of us aren't living in a reality. We're out in these streets faking it to make it. But when you're on a real transformation journey, you learn quickly that faking it ain't gonna get you to the end line. That at some point you have to authentically show up. Because over time, what begins to happen is if you don't authentically begin to show up, then this facade of a person who you thought you were going to be is who's showing up. And then someone's going to poke a hole in your facade. Yep, cognitive dissonance. Mm-hmm. At least that's what my 23 years tell me it's called. I don't know. Maybe they rename this stuff. You know, I have been in the field a long time. Maybe they rename the stuff. Maybe it ain't called that no more, baby. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't call it none of them names anymore. But that's what it was called, baby. Mm-hmm. Indeed, it was. Yeah. That's what it was called. Yeah. And if we don't see ourselves behaving like this, we can literally go on and live in this for years. Have you ever heard somebody telling their story and they tell you that they lived in a fog for 5 or 6 years? They'll tell you that some days they don't remember getting up from work, for getting up and going to work, how they got home. They have whole days and gaps missing. Those stories are real. That stuff is real. That's actually happened. I'm on several different platforms, so I have to keep going here because the other 5 platforms are over here. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I apologize. Hi, Virtuous Daughter. Hi, GWA. Hi, Jess. How are you? And so, you know, the fog allows us to exist in that moment of time, because if we authentically showed up, we may not be able to handle it. Yeah. See, one of the things that we don't give our bodies enough credit for is that it actually does try to protect you and keep you from doing it wrong. But we learn to ignore the signs. We learn to not feed into them. We learn over time that if we can, we learn over time how far we can go without eating, how long we can go without water, how much pain we can take. And so we begin to have this very deep, very codependent, inappropriate, abusive relationship with ourselves. We begin to get on this reward, failure, you suck, build you back up cycle. It's like the mind separates itself from our bodies. Yep. Just to operate. You can't do nothing else but operate. If, as a matter of fact, in those years, if you look back at it, you'll remember times when people needed you to show up for you in spaces you could show up for them, in spaces where you had shown up for them before, but you couldn't because you was barely making it. And here's the worst part. Y'all ready for the shoe to drop? Tap the like button if you're ready for the shoe to drop. Here's the worst part about that situation. The worst part about that situation, they didn't even think to ask you, are you good? All them people you were saving, nobody thought to stop to think, are you good? You ain't been yourself lately. You good? They ain't even ask. It's like the walking zombie. They didn't even ask. They actually see that you don't look right. They will wait till you come out on the other side of it and say, I saw you going through it, but I didn't want to say nothing. So wait, you saw me suffering, and you might have been the one given the ministry to bring me through it, and you didn't want to say nothing because you were selfish? You do that to me and you my friend, we ain't friend no more. I'm going to need you to go on and check me. I'm going to need you to go on and say, are they cried real hard? Yep, I cried real hard at the funeral. Excuse me, y'all. I'm spitting out grapes. My bad. If you my friend, I'm telling you right now, if I start looking zombie-like, if I start looking like I'm just moving to get by, I'm gonna need you to tap me on my shoulder, okay? Don't let me keep doing it. Don't let me die in my own body. Don't let me be locked inside the cell of my own mind. Now I'm gonna need you to go on and tap my shoulder so I can come on up out of it. I'm gonna need you to go on and say, some friend, you looking real bad, friend. Friend, you over looking bad. I need you to tell me, Because when I'm gone, I don't want you at my funeral doing that. You come to my funeral, I'm spitting grapes everywhere, y'all. Hold on, let me get the grape off my phone. You come in my funeral, lay out like that, I'm gonna get up out the casket and smack you. Yeah. See, what I need you to do is check on me right now. Because when I'm dead, I don't need you to check on me. Check on me right now. Make sure I'm good right now. Have you not ever noticed that the strong friends are the ones that end up? You ain't seen the recent trend? You ain't seen the recent trend of all the strong friends? The strong friends that ain't making it. Jump on back, bro. Hug me or something, but don't let me. Yes, don't let me just disappear. I'm with you. Mansion and movement. I'm with you, sis. Listen, here's what I'm feeling. I don't want you to just let me be out there. As a matter of fact, my hair start looking bad. Go on and send me a message. See, you think I'm gonna get offended. You don't know until you send it. I'm gonna say, well, I must have been looking tore up because I can't believe she sent me that. She must have saw something in me that I didn't see. Thank you. Let me get myself together. Let me get myself together. Okay? If I start acting crazy, being real sensitive with my clients, it means something's wrong with me. Let me go get myself together. That means I'm having something emotionally irregular go on with me. So I'm going to go gather myself. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to go gather myself, but I'm never going to let anymore I used to someone take the idea or opinion of what I feel like I need to be doing in that moment from me anymore. No, no, no. You know that saying where they say take all the time you need? That's what you can tell me. My coach said I can take all the time I need. Take all the time you need. Because at the end of the day, whatever goal, dream, desire you are pursuing, it is your goal, your dream, and your desire, no one else's. This is not your mama's weight loss journey. This is not your daughter's, your child's, your son, your future husband. This journey is yours. All yours by yourself. Don't even have to see them. Nope, sure don't. How did I lose weight, Miss Tanya? Miss Tanya, I use meal prepping by behavior modification in this product called nutritional cleansing. No surgery, no diet, no surgery, no injections. I know a lot of people ask that, but no. When I lost weight, love, the injections weren't done yet. I actually lost weight in 2000. I started in 2014 and I was finished in 2016, and I've maintained the weight loss since 2016. Next year it will be 10 successful years. Full 10 years. It's actually more like 11, but full solid from month to month, from end to end, that I've actually sustained a full 468 solid whopping pounds off of my body. I have never yo-yoed up and gained hundreds of pounds. I can't tell you no that story. The most weight I've ever gained on my journey since I started was 10 pounds. That is it. And it's because I ended up having to go back to treatment and get weekly treatments in my port. But you had to change. That. Oh my gosh. You know me and you agree on this. Not only did I have to change, I can't stop eating carbs or sugars. Okay, love, it's because you might have something else going on, and it's not called I need to lose weight. It's called I might have a food addiction. yeah, and I say that with a light chuckle because a lot of our behaviors with our eating is addicted. It's addicting. It's addictive. Do you understand? It's already addicting. Like you're not getting addicted, you already are. Right? Because what happens is you will go at great lengths to get carbs and sugars. And do you understand what I'm saying? You might have $20 in the bank, but if you want some ice cream, you're going to spend $5 of them and get that ice cream. That's the addictive thinking. That's the compulsion. That's why we did that meditation at the beginning. Because that's the compulsion. That's not your PCOS or endometriosis. That's the mind, the mental health part that's hooked on to the craving, right? Because everyone has cravings, but everyone doesn't have the urge to eat to feel emotionally better. Do you understand what I'm saying? Almost 10 years ago. Yes, I started almost 10 years. Yeah, it'll be 10 years. Yeah. I can't believe it when today on this day thing came up. And on this day, I was on stage in 2017 in Broadbent Arena being recognized for dropping 468 pounds in front of 20,000 people in 14 countries. Yeah, they was streaming it virtual to 14 countries, and actually inside Broadbent Arena was 14,000 seated people. And I was the person on stage doing the splits, mind you. Bop! Because I had broken my back. And they told me that I was never going to walk again. It says after I lost the weight. That's why I'm telling y'all it can be done. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. I've had every all my biological peoples are all dead. So I'm an orphan. My adopted mom is dead. The only family I have left is my God family. I don't even have any biological connection to anyone that shares the same blood as me. I'm literally an orphan. I have broken my back. I have been divorced on my journey. I'm still on my journey. When I tell you nothing rocks me, you got to get to where your journey is ironclad. I'm talking about I have literally lost my godmom that I used to take care of died in my living room. We were on TikTok when it happens. I still stayed focused. Did not gain a bunch of weight. Because let me tell you something. What I know today is there's no morsel of food that can heal the pain inside of me. And many of you guys won't wrap your mind around that. See, you're on a weight loss journey, all right, but you don't even realize that the way you're moving has more to do with your emotional irregularities than it does with weight loss. Because you're moving in fear of gaining the weight back. You're not moving in excitement of living your life whole again. You're literally moving in fear of what if the weight comes back because you're not doing the work to fix the way you think. You understand what I'm saying? Some people say, well, can you stay on the injection forever? Actually, you can be on the projection for a pretty long time. Now, the long-term effects of it, yes, long-term use of the injection wears down your pancreatic output and stresses your pancreas and causes severe pancreatitis. That is what you're facing. But long-term effects of surgery is severe malnourishment and damage to your kidney, liver, and heart. Long-term side effects of losing weight naturally is because the body is a muscle. By cutting the calories too much, you actually are stressing your heart and lungs because they're muscles. They're engulfed in muscles and they're muscles. And when the body is on a severe caloric restriction, because your body does not know what a calorie is. Okay, so let me hold your hand when I say that. For all these people, I know you lost a ton of pound counting calories, but you realize you also lost about 30% of the viscosity of your heart as well. Why? Because when the body isn't getting enough calories, it begins to eat on whatever muscular structures in you. The next biggest muscle outside of your legs and your arms that's the most important is your heart. You can look that up. I ain't telling you nothing that ain't there, but you're not connecting them. Your heart has always been a muscle. It didn't just start being one. The problem is starving it to get a skinny waist. You're also starving your heart. You're starving the internal organs. This is why they say eat small meals all day long. They're not just telling you that because they want you to have to cook and stuff. They're telling you that because there's a process that must happen for the body. And it's not just about eating. Stop getting stuck on just trying to eat something that tastes good and understand that if you're not actually absorbing your nutrition, you still wasting your daggone time. And I say that as harsh as possible because I'm speaking on truth. Think about what I just said. For example, if you've had any form of weight loss surgery or you are currently on the injection, you may have malabsorption because those things are made for you to dump the food out of your body before it is fully digested. Because digestion takes longer than the way the surgery has been medically altered for you to dump. So what happens is if you ever turned around and looked into the toilet, you will see that there are certain food items in your toilet that are still completely whole, like you swallowed them whole and pulled them out the backside. Why? Because you're not absorbing the nutrition. The food is not staying in your actual pouch long enough for you to absorb what little nutrition you are eating. This is why you must time your protein intake and stop intermittent fasting if you've had surgery, because there's not enough hours when you break the fast for you to get that massive amount of protein properly digested before you poop it all out. I can't even read the comments, y'all, because I ain't got my glasses on. Okay? Right? Right? These are tools. This stuff is dangerous. It's not forever. You have to do the work. You have to. I work with all older women. I love my people's baby. I will go to war for my girls. But they will even tell you that some of the stuff we are learning and talking about in my program, they never even put 2 and 11 together. They never thought about it. I'll give you an example. My love, if you have issues like IBS or H. pylori, you know the side effect of that is malnourishment. So if you're sitting around doing juices and eating watermelon, you realize that all you're doing is pulling fluid off your body and out of your organs, because you don't have the ability, because of what's medically happening with the acid uptake in your stomach, to absorb the nutrition, because the estrobilome that's being released that works with estrogen and cortisol from the stress that you're putting your body through is triggering your hormones and making them rush in. So it's forcing it through your biliary tract, because overload of that hormone causes the biliary hormone to then track the biliary acids to then kick in and forces the food from your stomach into your biliary tract. So before you even get a good part of your nutrition, it's already trying to dump. Because these things are made for your body to lose weight on severe caloric deficit. Why? Not sure why medical people will make something that causes you to go in severe caloric deficit, so that after you've lost the weight, now you need a stress test for your clogged up heart and defibrillator or a pacemaker, because you lost 300 pounds and some of your muscle viscosity in your heart. You can't get that back. Can't get that back. Can't get that back. You can't get. It's not like your thigh. It's not like your. It's not like your biceps. It's not like your triceps. There are damage in certain areas that, because of its structure, that when you damage the structure of the functionality, it is difficult to get it back there, because we was not supposed to be messing with it in the first place. And that's the real answer here. That's the real answer here. See, I haven't done anything magical. What I've done, you all can do the same. The only difference between me and you is I've seen death 9 times, and I know what it feels like and what it looks like to give up on yourself over a morsel of food or a fake identity to get thin enough so they can like you enough, to want you enough. And all that equals to is jealousy and lack of acceptance. So the delusion that you're pushing all that weight off on only ends up in depression, anxiety, loneliness, and sadness. The difference is, instead of you being a big back, you will saggy skinny back. I had to get the other book. Okay, it says some of the comments are filtered. Hold on, I gotta read them, okay? I had to go get the other book, you guys. Okay, here we go. Let's read all the comments, because we have a lot of them, because my baby's here and she's always dropping nuggets, and that's her life. So what do I recommend? Tanya, I don't unrecommend. I just lost 100 pounds on Wegovy. That is very good. Vet, did you do any therapy? Did you go to any psychotherapy that does therapeutic weight loss coaching or training? Did you get any therapy? 100 pounds is absolutely amazing, but I want you to keep it off. I don't want you to just lose it. And I want you to quit saying I lost 100 pounds. I want, when you're new in your journey, you need to say I released. Because what happens to things we lose? Does anybody know what happened to things that we only lose? We find them again. Okay, so I need you to release that, okay? When you're new in this thing and you still trying to get your mindset to come along, you need to release stuff. Don't lose it. Because anything you lose, baby, you can find it. Do you understand me? And you don't want to find that again, baby. You want to keep it lost. So in order to keep it lost, that's why I ask you, did you get yourself into 2 years of therapy? Then if you're delusional about this thing, you'll end up caught up now. You'll end up caught up if you get too delusional. Then that's what you don't want to do. So that's why I'm dropping the nuggets now. You got to do the work in your mind, because what'll happen is this reward system, the intrinsic reward system with weight loss is really funny. I'll give you an example. Especially if you're weighing every day, you should not be weighing every day. Mm-mm. I don't care how many doctors and nurses has told you that. Doctors and nurses don't study nutrition. So I don't know why you would even stand on that and celebrate like that's a cool thing. It's like taking somebody who just watches football and saying that they're equal to the person who played football. No, a nutritionist is the expert in the food. The doctor is the expert in the medical conditions. The mistake we all keep making in this country is we keep running to our PCP expecting him to fix our weight loss issues when he has zero knowledge in the area, unless he specializes in metabolic rates and weight loss in particular. There are very few of those doctors, though. So many of us are running to PCPs that specialize in general medical health, and they have no knowledge because they themselves are big. Okay? Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was for somebody. Don't. It's like the same. Why would you take advice from the mechanic that broke your friend's car? Why would you take your car to the same mechanic that messed up your friend's car? That's the same theory. If I've been seeing the same doctor for 10 years, I've been on the same medicine for 10 years and nothing's better, then who's stupid me out of doctor? Wouldn't that be me that's doing the insane thing? The doctor's not insane, I am. Because I'm the one allowing him to continue just put me to the side and make what's happening with my body acceptable. Why you're not leveling up my care? Why we not doing anything different? Why I'm not being referred to no other doctors? So it's cool for me to come in here every Monday. You tell me the same thing, give me the same prescription so you can get the same kickback. But I'm never changing. My quality of life is not getting better. I'm not on less medicine. You're not weaning me off anything. You're only always adding stuff to me. But yet you said I'm doing good. How? You didn't change anything. And then the worst part is 90% of people are not medication compliant. You will go to the doctor, get your labs drawn. Your labs look normal. And the doctor will look at you and say, your labs look great. Keep doing what you're doing. But instead of you opening your mouth in that moment and saying, Doc, I don't take the medicine like you tell me to. You gonna let that man or that woman leave that room thinking you're medication compliant when you know goodness God darn well that your butt ain't taking the medicine and you doing everything but what that doctor done told you to do, but yet you in there crying boo-hooing to the good graces of God, talking about something, I can't get this weight off. I'm doing everything you saying. Lies from the pit of hell. I would go to the restaurant and beat down some food and then go to the doctor and tell the doctor I ain't ate no fast food in months. And I be literally have a crumb in the crack of my mouth. Because of the shame. Because see, what I couldn't tell him was that I didn't actually know how to get healthy. He kept saying, you really need to try to eat better. You really need to figure out a system that's going to really work for you in your busy schedule so you can plan better around eating better, and that'll help with your malabsorption and malnutrition issues. But I didn't know what does that mean? What do you mean? Like, what am I malnourished on? What do I need to focus on? What should I be eating? When should I be eating it? I didn't know any of that. So I would always go back and do good for only a few weeks. But then, see, this is why you need therapy. I would do good for about 3 or 4 weeks, but by the 4th week, my mindset lets me know 3 main things. 1, it's too much work. So I start slacking. 2, everybody's judging me and they making comments. So now I'm starting to eat what they eating because eating different is making me feel left out. And they're ostracizing me. So they're food shaming me and body shaming me. So now I got that. Okay. I'm emotionally and mentally struggling, but I can't tell nobody. I don't want them to really know that I'm still munching at night and going back and forth. So I can't tell them that. So here I am standing on the prongs of 3 serious things, and I can't even open up to tell you because of the judgment and what you will place on me because my journey don't look like you think it should. Okay, y'all, the comments. Hold on, we only got 10 minutes. We got to get into it. Right, the injections are not long-term solutions. I think they are dangerous for real. Medically, if my clients could go without an injection, that's my advice. If my clients could go without a surgery, that would be what I would push for. But because so many people have so much going on for them, that's what they feel they need to do. Okay? Coming from someone who's had a 100% reversal and a scar from my rooter to my tutor, what I can tell you is that until I start putting in the mental and the physical effort toward my health and wellness and nutrition, I could never keep the weight off, because it wasn't the food that was the problem. It was the way that I thought, felt, and dealt with life. Did y'all catch that? I don't even know if y'all catch it. So many comments, I gotta get them. Surgery injections make the process more complicated to me. Yes, it does, because actually by introducing a foreign or synthetic object into the body, it's harder to get your body in what they say clean. That's why when people say they're clean eating, but they're taking an injection, the injections aren't organic, you guys. It's actual medication. You're actually inserting a synthetic compound into your body to do a job that your body naturally is supposed to be doing. Instead of you fueling your body with nutrition that can heal the damaged DNA and cells in your body that's causing the issues, we are choosing medical and surgical interventions. So what's happening is those things we are choosing are bringing in additional barriers that we cannot compound or overcome, because we've already made this choice, bringing us in the room below everybody else. For example, if my family has a severe history of cancer and I know that the injection can cause cancer, I'm probably not going to lay up somewhere on an injection that can give me the very thing that I'm trying to run from, especially if it runs in my family. I don't want to be skinny and on chemotherapy. That is not my desire. I don't want to look up and in 20 years somebody tell me I got some rare cancer because of an injection I took when I was 35. That's just me. That's just me. But for my girls, I'll go ride hard for them. My ladies come to me, Coach, I'm having side effects. No problem. Here's what you do. Coach, should I go up on my dose? What's your dose right now? Let me see the last 30 days. Where's your labs at? What have you been eating? How much movement have you been doing? And what's going on with your mind? When my ladies tell me they have a plateau, guess what the first question is? What's going on with your mental health? You can relate. Okay, I'm trying to get where the comments are. I have so many comments. That's what I would ask you. If you are on a weight loss journey right now and you're a plateau, the first thing I will ask you is what's on your mind. That's going to tell me everything about your journey. That's going to tell me everything. That's going to tell me if you in it just to be skinny or if you in it to be healthy. That's going to tell me out the gate. Because see, when you are pursuing weight loss and wellness just because you think you're going to be happy at a certain size, it's exuding out of your skin. You just don't know it. Because of the way you talk and the things you say. It's exuding out of your skin. Your desperation is about getting people to accept you because you think if you look a certain way, more people are going to love you and accept you. That's an outside job. Weight loss is an inside job. You know how many people have come to me and said they lost weight for their husband and their husband left them? Because the person that showed up when they lost weight, it wasn't a more confident, better person. It was a skinny, low self-esteem, jealous, driven, controlling, bullying, and codependent. So what happened was she lost weight and became very controlling. She wanted to know where he was, what he was doing, when he was going there, because the self-esteem also increased. Why? Because she married someone who liked big girls. Well, she was no longer a big girl. So what did that do for her? It increased her low self-esteem. It made it worse because now she was everything that he didn't like anymore. It didn't matter if she liked where she was going. She was no longer the ideal subject of what she felt his eye wanted. Never the fact that they were an item. So what the weight loss began to do to her was create things like, I think he's cheating on me. And I would say, well, how? She was like, it's just the way he said he loved me today. And I was like, what? But we don't realize that our mind is involved in the weight loss. Your mind is being affected by dramatic drops of weight and everything. Just like your hair, your teeth, your vision, and all that get affected by dramatic weight loss, so does your brain. So does your brain. That's why you keep seeing those TikToks where somebody has weight loss surgery and then about 6 months after you see them on this app asking y'all for help because they're battling with depression and anxiety. That's why you need a year to 2 years of counseling. But y'all just want to be skinny and skinny and mentally unwell. That's why it's go. If you save up your money to get a pedicure and to get your hair done, save up your money and get your butt to a therapist. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. I mean it exactly the way I'm saying it. Because this is where that's where the buck is missing at. Many of us need to be sitting somewhere in somebody's therapeutic counseling office talking about what's going on in our brain. Many of us on a regular basis. But it costs too much. But it don't cost too much for us to be caught up in somebody else's drama, to drive Betty's kids all over the city, and to be codependent in somebody else's business. And it don't cost us too much to call and meddle and fix, rearrange, and try to change everybody else, but that you ain't doing nothing with your own raggedy life. And it's an inside job. We don't get to skip doing our part, and our part is us. Our part is us, because when we show up more authentic and present, then the circumstances around us are affected. It is like a domino. Okay, next comment. Dang, some of the comments got blocked. Well, they blocked a lot of them. Jesus. Dang, why they blocked some? Okay, I'm gonna try to read them anyway though. Okay, it's a lot of them. Here we go. Injections will cause loss of muscle mass. Yes, and it actually, the last studies released by Stanford and Harvard and Skidmore, which is a big university that does weight loss and wellness studies, they're showing that there's about a 30% muscle loss. So for every 20 pounds that you lose when you are starving yourself, you are losing approximately 25 to 30% of the muscle capacity, or muscle viscosity is the word that they use, in your body. Research it. Because sometimes I get my numbers backwards. I have had 3 strokes, but if you go look it up, since I just recently saw it on our scientific studies website, I might be factual, but I'm just saying, if you ever hear anything I say and you need to go grab facts, you go on over there and let them blow your mind and let them have you stressed out and show you how you've been raggedy your whole entire life, because that's all it did for me. When I started going to these seminars and these research study seminars about this science, about all they did was tell me how raggedy I was out here with all these degrees and all this education, making all this money, and didn't know a bit. I didn't even know what the difference was a carbon. I didn't know a simple carbon and complex carbon even exist. I just knew fat. I didn't know there was different types of fat. Yeah. I mean, I heard stuff about like water for the body. I didn't know none of that stuff. And I have degrees on top of degrees. That didn't equal me having more knowledge on how to be healthy. Okay, here we go. Back in these comments, y'all. Massive movement said, and release the weight. Amen. Lawrence Digital One. Hi, Lawrence. How are you, baby? Welcome in. No, I only weigh when I have a physical once. Yes, I only weigh every 90 days. I do not weigh. And this is why. I have a food addiction. I cannot give my brain anything to obsess about, because I have a food addiction and an eating disorder. I was bulimic for over 14 years. So things like that aid into the controlling and the compulsion. This is why we do not weigh. You do not hear my people posting before and after pictures. You do not see their before and after story, because it creates a sense of compulsion to get approval from extrinsically. And when you are on a weight loss journey, the most relevant approval is intrinsic approval, yours. So that way, when someone makes a smart comment about your journey, it doesn't knock you off your game. MD, get no education in nutrition. I've tried to tell people that a million times. I'll be in a whole appointment, and I will tell my client more information in 15 minutes about their health and wellness and their medical ailments than they've heard from their doctors, and they'll have some of the same doctors for 15 and 20 years. I have a lady right now that's seen over 119 doctors for her issues. She's been with me for 3 days. Her pain has lessened, her cravings are gone, and her migraines are better. And I'm not saying I'm good at what I do, but I do provide my people with all of the education and access to the tools necessary to do it naturally and keep it simple, because I don't like to complicate something that you need to do for the rest of your life. Okay. Tanya, thank you for the follow. Tanya, I did not forget your message. You messaged me. I heard you. You said how to do it. I'm getting there. They know nothing about obesity other than than to get you on more pills. And that's true. An obese patient can become very difficult for a doctor, because it makes maintenance of care a little bit challenging, because that means every time you show up, you're going to present with another issue or concern that I'm going to have to coordinate. Most MDs, because I know a lot of them, they'll tell you that they got into that form of medicine because they wanted to maintain their patient's care, right? So maintenance and well care are two different things. There's very few doctors that promote you being discharged from care or only being seen once a year for your physical. There's very few doctors that after they give you your medicine, that's not going to have you back in their office in 30, 60, or 90 days. So, because they have to see you again in order to keep you on what they call maintenance drugs. The insurance, for them to keep getting their kickbacks, they have to keep seeing you. So even if you are at a point where maybe you don't necessarily need it anymore, they are so accustomed to just writing a note in your chart and pushing you out, not going any further, that you'll just allow them to keep doing that without ever raising any questions for them to do something more. Excuse me. The truth to the matter is, it doesn't matter how much education your doctor gets in nutrition. It's your job to empower yourself to know what to say when you go in there, because he told you when you booked him that he was practicing medicine. He never told you he was an expert in it. He said, I'm practicing medicine. He's practicing it. He's always said that. All doctors say, I practice medicine. When doctors introduce themselves, they say, I practice medicine. I'm a blah, blah, blah. I work with patients, meaning they're actively working. You understand what I'm saying? So when you go to a regular doctor, that's why when you go see your kidney doctor, he sends you to a weight loss surgeon, because he doesn't do surgery for weight loss. He sends you to who does that. So that's why we can't go sit in the office with our PCP and pour out all our nutrition woes and think he's going to know what to do with all that. You got to do that with the nutritionists, because they're supposed to be the ones that know what to do with all that. You understand what I'm saying? Or tell the doctor they don't drink alcohol or do. Yep. Now, this is a big one. Some of y'all out here turning up every weekend on y'all Moscato and Henny and hollering, I can't lose weight. Well, it's the sugar from the liquor you shoving down your throat every weekend. You know it breaks down the sugar, right? Y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Yeah, did y'all? Did y'all know a lot of stuff that we actually take in the forms of medication also metabolize into sugar? You know what? That's why I'm gonna start a page for researching medical stuff. Like, I'll give you an example. Did you know, all y'all young people out here with IBS, that you have a mild form of malabsorption and fertility issues happening and you don't even know it? Because doctors that treat IBS do not treat infertility or malabsorption, so they'll never make the connection. But if you go do the research and compare your labs to research studies that have been done for people who have infertility and IBS, you'll see that there's a direct link of the two, and that'll teach you show you how to treat your IBS, and it'll show you how to treat your infertility. People struggling with stomach and gut issues need to really focus on taking in iron, calcium, and zinc in particular, because those items are the ones that's broken down the fastest by the estrobiome that builds up in the stomach when the cortisol is heightened, as well as the acid. The acid. The acid becomes so overwhelming that it begins to kick on the hormonal imbalance of other organs. Did you know that? Did you know when you're having a flare up, that a flare up from H. pylori, IBS, diverticulite, did you know a flare up can actually cause your period to you're shedding the lining around your uterine lining to shed early due to the heightened cortisol and stress release of the estrogen that's happening from the stress in your body, and it can cause your period to come on from a flare up. Look it up. Y'all didn't even know y'all was gonna get all this knowledge tonight, because I'll be on you, baby. This is like a whole book. I know I'm working on a book right now. Y'all didn't even know that. This is my backup page, by the way. My page is actually at Coach Kenya. I have over 60,000 followers and over 318,000 likes on my backup page. It's on my actual page. This is my backup page. This is not even actually my page. But this is the only page you can go on live. They said we can go live over there. I've tried it. It doesn't work, y'all. It don't work. I don't know. But can we hit the like button at least to see if we can at least get us some 10,000 likes? I don't know if we can do it or not. And if we can't, that's okay. Just keep listening. We still have to read our other book. Lawrence Digital said, I can relate. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Beautiful. I appreciate you. Hi, Ladybug's Closet. Welcome in. Hi, I think it's Amatula. Queen, thank you so much. Beautiful. I'm so glad you're still here rocking with us. It is right at 8:06. It's Wednesday, so we always go a little later on Wednesdays. Hi, Shernika. Shernika? Is it Shernika? Thank you. And thank you for the follow, Positive Vibes. I appreciate you. Thank you. Pageant. Is it Pageant? Okay. So what I was saying was, what I was explaining is that when you have stomach issues, gut issues, right, with your gut lining, a lot of acid is produced. From that overproduction of acid, it begins to mess with your cortisol levels and puts the body in fight or flight. Stress also does the same thing. The stress from the flare up then affects your ability to absorb nutrition, which now leading to malabsorption. Because of some of the foods and many of the foods we absorb help support fertility, such as iron, zinc, magnesium, it's a calcium. These things actually help produce the proper amount of estrogen and stuff in our body. It supports it. So when we have stomach issues, we're not releasing enough of the right stuff. And many of us are actually malabsorbing. So we're not absorbing even things we're taking to address the issues. This is why I don't encourage a lot of medication taking, because what ends up happening is you're actually pooping out whole pills. If you ever took your poop and put it on a plate and dug through it, you'll find your medicine and they're fully solid. That's why your blood pressure's not going down. Your blood pressure's not going down because you eating out a whole bunch of salt. Your blood pressure's not going down because the medicine you're beginning with is not absorbing, because you struggle from malabsorption and you're pooping it out whole because you've had the surgery and your body dumps in the first 7 to 10 minutes after absorbing food. That has nothing to do with your blood pressure. It has everything to do with the body cycle. Do you understand? Thank you so much. Do you understand? Shall we keep going? Hi, Arlene. How are you? Betty, welcome in. Are we okay? We tapping it up? We good? We on the go? Shall we do our second reading? I'm tapping, you tapping, we tapping. Hi, woman of wisdom. How are you, beautiful? Welcome in. Keep going. Okay, our second reading. I like Wednesdays because I get to go for the whole hour, but we normally only can do 45 minutes. That's just what we agree with the moderators. All right, August the 20th, it says the following for Melanie Beatty. It says, I have to go, but I'll definitely be back. Oh, Tanya, thank you. Did we follow each other? Bam. Tanya, thank you. Please come back. I got you. You said you're 100 on Wegovy. I'm actually a retired therapist who does weight loss and mindset coaching, and I have been for the last 10 years. I service about 147 women. The number went up today because we added 7 more people, but 147 women who are located in 51 different states and 2 countries. And so this is what I do full time. It's not my side hustle. It's not my side gig. It's actually my career. I am licensed. My company is licensed. We carry licenses to practice. We have all documentation on lock. We got the DMB and everybody. We are not an LLC. That is not what we are. We are definitely a C Corp. You know, we are a little bit bigger. I do have a clothing line and a boutique attached to this, as well as from my supplemental company. I do also work through there. So it's a little bit all under the iRise umbrella. So thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful to have you. So for tonight's reading for Journey from the Heart from Melanie Beatty, it's going to be, it says, your soul can be at peace. Peace is all around you. If you forget to be peaceful, try some things. Forgive, trust, love yourself. Be still, be kind, be gentle. Do things until peace returns. Seek places of healing. Seek places of power. Come back to center. Breathe deeply. Breathe in the air, the energy, the love and resources around you. Fill up on life. Fill up until you find and feel peace. Work things out. Work things through. Release the past. Take the steps. Hold on. All right. Release the past. Y'all, I can't see well. Sorry. I can't find where I was because of the glare. I can't see. In real life, I'm struggling a little bit. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start right here then since I don't really know where I was. Seek places of healing. Seek places of power. Come back to center. Breathe deeply. Breathe in the air, the energy, the love and resources around you. Feel up on life. Feel up until you find and feel peace. Work things out. Work things through. Release the past. Take the steps your heart leads you to do. Do this until you find and feel peace. Breathe deeply. With each breath, release your fear. If you know what's causing your fear, write it down. Speak it out. If your fears are unknown, let them go. Don't tangle yourself up in trying to figure out or understand. Trust your body, your soul, your heart is healing and releasing. Be gentle with yourself. A place inside you is healing its fears. Hello, Diana. How are you? Telling yourself something, feeling something. Don't punish or abuse it for feeling afraid, or abuse it for feeling afraid. That won't make your fears go away. That will make the beautiful, delicate part of you go away. Be tender and gentle. Rest until the fears subside. Rest until peace returns. Thank you guys so much for the likes and the loves. Peace is yours for the asking, the wanting, the seeking. Desire it with passion, and you so see it, find it, and have it. No matter what you're going through, your soul can be at peace. Melody Beatty, Journey from the Heart, day 231. We have made it. I love this book. This book has been my powerhouse in terms of helping with my thinking around food and obsessive compulsive eating. You know, when I was really in the middle of my food addiction, I could eat about 20 to 40,000 calories in one sitting. I was pretty compulsive with it. I could eat entire bags of chips, packs of cupcakes and candies compulsively. And, I can tell you that the reason why I was able to do that was because of the emotional pain that I housed inside of me. I wasn't eating for fun or entertainment. I was eating to feel the hole in my soul. And maybe many of you can't relate to eating the pain away, but I can tell you in order to reach 592 pounds in 10 months, you had to be eating for something other than just hunger. And for me, I was eating away the life that I had experienced all the way from childhood to adulthood. I was eating away the sexual molestation, the teenage pregnancy by my stepfather. I was eating away some things. I was eating at the neglect that had happened with my mom and the rejection with my family and being left for dead with my first husband. See, I was eating away some things that had nothing to do with diet and nutrition. I was eating away some things that made my soul feel empty. I was eating away some things that made me feel unhuman. I was eating away some guilt and some shame and some failure and some pain. I was eating away stuff that you can't even see or touch. I don't know, people, y'all can't relate to it. I know, I get it. I always say hit the like button if you feel me, but don't nobody feel me. But all I'm saying is that I ate for a long time for the wrong reasons. And if I'm not careful today, I will eat again, my loves, for the wrong reason. Because you see, I have a disease. You see, I have a diseasiness about myself when it comes to eating to feel better. There was a time when my brain said, we feel pain, we must chew. Elsie, thank you. Amen. Back at you, baby. God will do it when we can't. Hi, Yvette. Welcome in. Thank you, Elle. Thank you, Lisa, for the follow. There was a time where I had to eat because the pain I felt on the inside was unbearable. When I would be rejected by my spouse, the pain I felt was unbearable because it reminded me of the rejection from my childhood. When I had issues with my friends, it reminded me of the loneliness because no one wanted to play with me when I was a kid. You see, everything was cyclic. Everything was a cycle, and I was trying to eat my way out of the cycle. The problem was I was the cycle. I also was the problem. Lawless, a testimony. Yes, ma'am. I can tell you what it's like to take all of your money to buy food every month. Because the ideal of not having the things that you like available becomes, it produces anxiety. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying something real deep now. Now we done jumped off the river and been now we in the river, y'all. What I'm talking about might be too deep. But it would get to the point where I had to pre-plan to have my addiction fed because you see, I needed to know in my mind that certain things and certain items were within my reach. Tap the like button if you know what I'm talking about. I needed to know that there were certain food items and snack items available in my reach, or I would become uneasy. How many of y'all, if you don't got no bubble gum in your purse or no chocolate, you uneasy when you go to church? I know some of y'all go to the gas station every day before work and get snacks to put in your desk so you can make sure you have snacks to snack on. We ain't washing no fruits and vegetables. We going in there and getting a candy bar, some flaming hot Cheetos, and a Dr. Pepper. We skipping the sandwiches. We ain't getting nobody's charcuterie board. We is not about to get no egg, no cheese, no crackers, no cheese, and a slice of meat. No, we gonna go on over and get us a donut, a big slushy. And we might get a sub sandwich, but because of the chips and the candy bar and the slushy that we buy, we make the sub sandwich unvaluable. But see, that's why I'm there. I'm telling my own story because y'all got to type the like button to let me know if we in the same building because I'm feeling like I'm outside in these streets exposing my dirty laundry and y'all laughing at it. So I guess if you remember Elsie said you ain't lying. But I guess the truth of the matter is I sound more like everybody probably in all 7 of these lives than I do none of us. The difference between me and you is I no longer have shame on it. I know my battles. They said that if you are able to call it out what it is that holds you bondage, then you begin to get free from the bondage. Thank you for sharing. You are so welcome, Lawrence Digital Wellness Coach. And the reason why I even share, I'll tell you why I even share. Oh my gosh, I know who you are. You are from Best Buy, I think. So you guys, I know that we are in the middle of our daily reading. Okay. And I know that we're on our backup page. And I know I normally don't do this on this page. And I know that platform's over there for where we promote and support businesses. But I have to take a moment to just give a shout out to Lawrence, Lawrence Digital Wellness Coach, because I actually believe this is a gentleman that I met, very handsome, very polite, and he actually helps seniors learn how to work. I believe he said technology. Okay. Now, he even showed me evidence of such. Okay. I'm sharing this because so many older people have started to join this app, but they don't know how to really use it to access what they need. And I would love to say that from what I saw on his pages, Lawrence Digital Wellness Center, if this is who I think it is a great resource. I think it's you. Is it you? If he's still there, I think that's him. is a great resource. So be sure you follow him, like his video, share, and go. If you have elderly parents and you're in Arizona, he teaches in several of the counties. The elderly people, how to use digital technology, all that good stuff. Okay, so those are things that are needed for the elder community because all this stuff wasn't available when we were coming up. We didn't have all this. I mean, I'm almost 50, and some of the stuff I'm learning today we didn't have. And so when he told me what he did, I was just so impressed. So I wanted to take some time to, oh, sure, hi, baby. I wanted to take some time to just share with you guys. Okay. So back to what I was saying, which I didn't forget because I saw him was so excited. All right. I think I was saying thank you so much for basically tapping in. And I'm so grateful for you guys. And I was actually going to hop off. So that's, I forgot what I was saying. I'm so glad to see you. I was actually about to get off though. Hmm. How are you? Are you well? You're so welcome. I am having a wonderful evening. I had a great day. I've been up with clients since 7 a.m. I currently had two clients hire me after hours, but they didn't mind, of course, paying for the service to be after hours. So I'm currently getting up on another time zone and it's early in the morning, but we've been doing it. Yeah, it's been great. I'm so glad to hear that you're well. Thank you for always rocking with me and supporting me and stopping in when you see me live. I appreciate you. I only put a 16-hour day. Very good. So your butt is at home resting, I hope. Because that's not bad. Only 16. I mean, 16 hours is a lot, but you go hard in the paint, though. Not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. Hi, Stephanie. All right, guys, it's 8:23 exactly, and moderator said it's time to hop off. So when they send me the message, I do what's asking me. Thank you so much, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for stopping in with us tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and share if you are on YouTube, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up so other people like you can have an opportunity to grow, learn, change, and expand who they are by watching these videos. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your girl, Coach Kenya, and don't forget to rise, realize you are strong enough to win. Back at it again tomorrow. Bye.